You've met him, the man quietly fading behind a tired smile. Not in war, not in some grand act of sacrifice, but in the everyday moments, holding grocery bags, resetting the router, silently enduring disrespect in the house he pays for. He calls it maturity. He thinks he's being patient, the kind of man she claimed she wanted. But what he doesn't see is that he's slowly disappearing, bit by bit. And the most brutal part? He chose this. He walked into his own erasure. Now, here's the question that lingers in every man's mind, but rarely escapes his lips. Why do women rarely desire what they claim to seek? She says she wants kindness, yet chases indifference. She praises communication, but pulls back the moment you open up. She swears she craves stability, yet runs to chaos like it's home. To Arthur Schopenhauer, this wasn't a glitch in the system. It was the system. Nature's raw blueprint. The painful truth most men can't swallow is this. She's not lying to you, not deceiving you, not cruel by design. She's torn. Her language belongs to society. But her desire? That's the voice of nature. And nature doesn't care about kindness. It doesn't reward sacrifice. It obeys only one law: survival. Nature's interest lies elsewhere, not in your gentleness, your sacrifices, or how deeply you've supported her. Nature only responds to strength, to leadership, not compliance, to the man who remains unshaken when both the world and the woman test him. This is the story of the modern man's quiet extinction, and the warning Schopenhauer left behind that might be the only thing capable of bringing him back. You were conditioned to take her words at face value, to believe that obedience and attentiveness would earn you affection. But nature isn't swayed by language. Nature responds to energy, to the silent charge between dominance and surrender, the invisible thread of power that underlies every relationship. You were taught to fear your own strength, told that assertiveness is aggression, that leadership is manipulation, that masculinity is inherently destructive. And so you stepped back, you softened your voice, you dulled your edges, hoping that by shrinking yourself, you'd become more lovable. But ask yourself this: have you ever seen genuine passion in a woman's eyes for a man she pities? Can desire truly grow in the soil of resentment? She may stay out of guilt, obligation, even routine, but love? Real, visceral love. That only blooms in the presence of power. Schopenhauer saw through the illusion. He knew that a woman's spoken desires often contradict her subconscious drives. She says she wants gentleness, but her gaze lingers on confidence. She talks of equality, but craves guidance. And in that contradiction, men lose themselves, trying to meet a standard that was never real to begin with. And if there's a fire rising in you right now, let it burn. Not against her, not against women, but against the illusion you were fed. The false promise that if you just played nice, if you just gave more, stayed soft, stayed small, love would be yours. That lie has cost you your edge. Here's the truth you've been aching to remember. You weren't built to shrink. You weren't designed to reflect her. You were forged to anchor her, to stand like a mountain, immovable, unwavering, not in arrogance, but in grounded purpose. That's what calls her deeper. She doesn't crave control. She craves certainty, and certainty only lives in a man who governs himself. A man who doesn't ask her who he should be, but shows her who he already is. That's when trust is born. That's when desire breathes. So stop seeking permission to stand tall. Stop waiting for her approval to step into your strength. You were never meant to be an offering. You were meant to be an invitation. Not to worship, but to witness. And the right woman will rise in the presence of that kind of man. If something inside you shifted, even a little. Don't ignore it. That feeling is your soul remembering what you buried. So honor it. Share this with a brother who's been walking blind. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Not for the algorithm, but for the mission. If you feel called, support the movement through the link below. Because this isn't just a video. This is a reminder, a revival, a call back to the kind of men the world is starving for. Grounded, present, unshakable.